counsel. With regards to an Opra request, it was April 24th for invoices from the Gelfin Law Firm in the matter of Paul Greco. I originally received the invoices with the center weighted out. After that, I had a conversation with the new person who's handling Opra as well as the mayor. And I appreciate your openness to this point. I explained to them you can't white out a recent decision in a case that I took the Gloucester City Housing Authority to, where I had the senators weighted out service decisions. And pretty much what the judge says to the solicitor of the Housing Authority put something in the middle. And they went back and they redacted what they, what was redactable, and gave reasons for the redaction. Last Friday, about 4 p.m., I received Gelfin invoices again, except with all black lines. Like no service descriptions were there. Like a phone call, in my opinion, should be there. And so I'm here to ask, is that the borough's position that the whole thing, the whole sentence, the whole service description should be redacted?
Well, let me just catch up, John, before you answer him. You talking about the invoices that were originally sent to you that we were talking about this morning? They were redacted in black and sent to you.
Right. I'm saying is that the borough's position that every single service description in those 41 pages of invoices,
right, the girl stated that Friday and sent to you. Redacted in black.
All of them? There's no service description that can be released?
All 41 pages.
All 41 pages? They state 5 times what we about this morning.
So nothing in there can be released, you're saying? That's the borough's position? Everything's protected under
that? No, I'm talking about the portion you were talking about. That's why I want to catch up.
The 41 pages of the Gelfin.
That were whited out.
Right. You
felt had to be redacted.
Well,
2 women stayed Friday night, an hour and 15 minutes each, and redacted all 41 pages and sent it to you. Now, since we spoke, when we spoke this morning, we had also gotten something from the government records, saying they didn't necessarily have to be blacked out. And I didn't pursue it since this morning.
What the Government Records Council, I think, is cited is a decision in the case of Pulaski versus the Andover Regional School District, 2009-94, in which the council came to the decision that although the GRC has not previously addressed in a complaint what constitutes an appropriate redaction, guidance for properly redacting records is found in the Handbook for Records Custodians posted on the GRC's website. If a record contains material that must be redacted, such as a social security number or a phone number, goes on, the redaction must be accomplished by using a visually obvious method that shows the requester the specific location of any redacted material in the record. The whiteout did not show me how much type there was. It did not give me an idea.
But you have that now.
I have that now. I further want to ask, since I have it now, is everything that was redacted, everything's redacted in the service description.
Right.
Are you saying all those service descriptions are protected under, I believe it was said attorney-client privilege?
The portions that were redacted?
Everything was redacted. The whole thing.
Attorney suggestions, well,
Okay. I just want to ask, I feel differently. I feel like some things in the service description absolutely can be, but a phone call, there was a phone call made, the public's interest to know what a government employee or contractor is getting paid for. The public has a right to know if they're getting paid to make a phone call, or if they're getting paid to send a brief to the court, or if they're getting paid to speak to the borough attorney.
John, if I'm understanding you right, you're saying you understand that the contents,
let me just
finish, that the contents could be blacked out or redacted, but there should be a reason why it was redacted.
Yes. And I also feel that a phone call, bringing something to court, speaking to, whether in this case it was Lieutenant Winters or Chief Cheeseman or whoever it may be, that's not redactable in my opinion. Because you're saying everything's attorney-client privilege, I'm left based on my looking at previous decisions that I have to go to a third party to ask for an in-camera review of this. because a phone call, you can maybe, you might have an argument to protect the person who the phone call was made to, but I find it very odd that a phone call to the judge's chambers, if that's in there and that was redacted, I have a hard time figuring out how that's attorney-client privilege.
The attorney, why don't you just say that? I don't know if people talking about something it should be.
I believe that the explanation.
You can look at me when you speak, Mr. Barney.
I believe that the explanation provided is the attorney-client privilege, and it's my opinion that that privilege does include services provided, including things like phone calls.
I just asked him about the explanation, and as you hear, that is the explanation. There's attorney-client privilege.
Well, thank you. And, you know, if people come up in the future, I'm not a taxpayer in Pine Hill or resident, but
We respect your
I
opinion.
think, you know, elected and appointed officials should actually look at the person when they're talking to the person.
Thanks, John.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, one quick question. Mr. Kearney, could you give me the statute number that says that 3 out of 6 councilmen makes a quorum? What? Could you give me the number of the law?
I can't,
Then how, if you don't know the number of the law, how do you know it's right?
because I know that the statute says that for the purposes of establishing a quorum, the mayor sits as.
What statute?
I don't know the number off the top of my head.
I'll tell you the truth, I don't think you know anything.
Anything else from the public? Seeing no one else
You
from the
can bet
public,
I'll
may I have a
find
motion to close the floor?
to close.
Second.
When it's illegal, I'll sue you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chris. Thank you. You see the next one, resolution 2000.